scary videos found on the internet.
Sure, I don't think so. What's that? Up there! I told you! What's in there? I told you I seen something! Quickly! No! I'm back going home now. What's it? See? What'd I say? Oh my god! What'd I say? It's gone! No, shush.
Where are you, Mary? Mary?
Did you see it?
Mary? Mary? Are you still in there, Mary? You can come out now. My name's Thomas. Hello.
No sé de quién sea. Por eso quería grabar. Por eso quería grabar, mi gente. Ustedes están viendo todo. No, hey, ¿quién está aquí? No mames, están levantando los vasos y la puerta. Por favor, Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino. Hágase su voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestras ofensas. No mames, güey. Vete a la verga. No mames, Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo. Santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino. Hágase su voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Y perdona nuestras ofensas. No. Perdona nuestras ofensas como tal. No mames. No.
Guys, see that creepy mirror? It's so scary. I'm really scared right now. So what? Came up. Facebook mirror. Oh my god. Did you guys see that?
Hello.
In the Force, you learn to trust your gut, to trust yourself, and I was jeopardizing my safety.
Find the remains of Timothy inside this beast. August 30th, 2021. A hurricane has just made its way through Louisiana and things are beginning to calm down. A 76-year-old man named Timothy and his wife go outside in order to check things out, but as soon as they open up the door, A 12-foot alligator has just snatched this woman's husband right off their front porch and drags him off into the night. She immediately dials 911 to get some help, but they would simply put out a missing persons report for this man to see if he would show back up, which obviously he did not. Over the course of the following month, more reports would come in about this humongous alligator that was just wandering around this neighborhood. It was at this point 3 men came out in order to dispose of the alligator, and when they did, unfortunately, they would
Дома что-то происходит. Я очень боюсь. Что это было? Оно пропало. Я боюсь. Я просто невыносимо боюсь. Это пипец. Ебать. Бля, господи. Ненавижу находиться одна дома. Это очень страшно. Мамочки, это что такое? Кто там?
are surrounded by some of the world's largest and deadliest predators. Nightfall is among them, and the water begins to rise. April 3rd of 1994, a group of 5 individuals went on a fishing trip in the Zambezi River, located in Africa. The first half of that Easter Sunday went by absolutely amazing for the group. There was plenty of wildlife to be seen alongside of the riverbanks, and the fish had been biting almost a little more than usual. Well, at some point, they decide to kill the engine of the boat and allow the current to carry them downstream. And as everyone's just kind of sitting there taking in the breathtaking scenery that this area has to offer, there is a loud bang on one side of the boat, sending it almost completely to one side. But before they can even begin to try and stabilize it, there is another bang, tipping the boat completely over. A giant hippo has left the entire group stranded in crocodile-infested waters. Now, while the group did manage to make it to a sandbar in the middle of the river, somewhat avoiding all of the predatory wildlife around them, it was only a matter of time before the dam further upstream would open, allowing the water levels to rise, bringing all of them closer and closer throughout the night. And one of the individuals of this group, a man by the name of Alistair, knew about the potentials for this hazard. So after some quick deliberations, he informs them he's gonna go get help. Well, you see, there's just a few problems with this. The first part of Alistair's journey would entail a roughly 200-meter swim through crocodile and hippo-infested waters. And even if he makes it to the riverbank, he then has a further 3-mile journey on land to make it to the nearest fishing camp, all while having to avoid lions and hyenas. You name it, they are there, and they are hungry. So he takes off, and eventually he actually makes it to the riverbank. But now he has another problem. It is just simply too steep, and there is nothing to grab onto. He cannot get up. So he scans around the area and sees a little inlet, almost like a little canal. As he begins to make his way further into this canal, he would notice that the water is almost placid. There is absolute silence. He freezes as he has come face to face with a giant Nile crocodile. He stays as still as he possibly can, but unfortunately the thing has already started moving towards him. Adrenaline begins coursing through his veins. He begins swimming towards the riverbank as fast as he possibly can, but unfortunately the beast would grab a hold of his arm. With his one free hand, he begins poking as hard as he can into the eyes of the beast, but it phases it not one single bit, only making it more and more angry. Knowing that he is mere seconds away from experiencing the famous death roll that comes along with these attacks, he begins thrashing his arm around violently in the crocodile's throat, trying to grab anything that he possibly could in an attempt to get the beast to let go, and eventually it works. Alistair, exhausted and seriously injured, slowly makes his way up the riverbank, where he will collapse not too long after. The group never heard a single thing. They didn't know if he had made it, if help was on the way. They had no idea. As the hours went by, it was apparent that there was no sign of help anywhere in sight, and eventually their worst nightmares had been realized. They are stranded on a sandbar